Most men, they don't know their hair type. Because of this, most guys can never find the right hairstyle. So I'm going to make you a promise. By the end of this video, you're going to know exactly what your hair type is, and then what's the right hairstyle for your type of hair. 1. Use the right haircut for your curl pattern. Most men get bad haircuts because they have no idea what their curl pattern is, making them just look terrible. So here's how to easily find out what your curl pattern is. First, grab a strand of hair from your brush from your bathroom and look at strands 1A, 1B, and 1C. These fall under the straight hair category. If your hair looks like this, that means you have straight hair. Next, we'll go to 2A, 2B, and 2C. If your hair matches these, you have wavy hair, which is my type of hair. Now, we'll move on to 3A, 3B, and 3C. If your hair strand resembles any of these patterns, that means you have curly hair. And finally, we have 4A, 4B, and 4C. If your hair strand resembles any of these, that means you have coily hair. Now, here's the right hairstyle you should be using. If you have straight hair, this is sleek and easy to maintain, but it often lacks volume and texture. So you're gonna stick to styles like the crew cut, the pompadour, the slick back, or the side part. Wavy hair has natural volume and texture, but it can easily get frizzy, so it naturally requires more upkeep. Ideal styles are the queef, the French crop, the textured fringe, or the side part. Curly hair has tons of character and volume, but it can quickly become messy. To keep it manageable, opt for textured fringes, French crops, or buzz cuts. Coily hair is thick and it's full of texture. However, it can appear shorter than it actually is because it's coiled up. So for you can go for buzz cuts, textured fringes, or even the French crop. By this point, you now know what hair type you have and what hairstyle you should use for it. However, this is only useful if you're getting the right fade. You're treating your hair according to your needs and using the right hair products for your hair type. If you don't do any of these, you'll never get that perfect hairstyle you've always looked for, which is why we're gonna move on to number 2. You're going to wash your hair this many times based on your scalp. If you wake up and your hairstyle is always looking different, you can never just have a good hair day every day. It's because you don't know how to take care of your scalp. So I'm gonna show you how to figure it out. Tomorrow morning, you're gonna wake up, you're gonna wash your hair like you normally would with shampoo and conditioner, and then go about your day. At the end of the day, you're gonna take a paper towel, just like I'm doing here, and you're gonna press it up against your scalp. Then take a look at the paper towel. If you see visible oil on it, it means you have an oily scalp. If you see no oil, get rid of the towel, and I want you to look very closely in the mirror at your scalp. Get in there as close as possible like I'm doing, pulling your hair apart, really getting to the scalp. If your scalp looks normal, that means you have normal scalp. You're good to go. But if you notice a lot of cracks on your scalp, this means you have dry skin or dry scalp. Now, if you have an oily scalp, you're gonna wash and condition your hair 3 times a week. If you have a normal scalp, you're gonna wash and condition your hair twice a week. And for dry scalp, you will just wash and condition your hair once a week. Number 3, take care of your hair based on your age. You need to learn how to take care of your hair based on what your age is. A recent study analyzed a group of men between the ages of 18 and 29 and analyzed how much hair loss they've experienced. The result was that 16% of men had already experienced moderate to extreme hair loss between 18 and 29. Most think that you won't start losing your hair till your 30s, but you're probably already losing your hair now, and you need to learn how to take care of your hair depending your age. So, if you're between the ages of 18 and 29, your focus should be to reduce the chances of losing moderate to severe hair loss by stopping DHT, or dihydrotestosterone, the hormone that's responsible for hair loss. You can do this by eating certain foods that contain key ingredients like biotin, zinc, and iron. Eggs are a great source for all 3 of those. Here's the catch. 1 egg will give you about 40% of your daily recommended biotin intake, while only providing 5% of the zinc that you need and only 20% of the iron that you need. This means you gotta eat 20 eggs a day to get enough nutrients to cover all 3 of these and stop hair loss. Now, I don't know about you, there's just no way I'm eating 20 eggs, bro. Which is why supplements are so powerful, like this one from Growplex. This one provides you the right amount of daily biotin, zinc, and iron, as well as other vitamins and minerals that have been scientifically proven to stop hair loss and also give you healthy hair. Now, if you're between the ages of 18 and 29, this is the hair care step you cannot miss. Take a supplement that blocks DHT and makes your hair healthy. And Growplex has one of the best formulations you'll ever find on the market. Now, if you're between the ages of 29 and 39, a different study took a look at this specific demographic. They found, on average, over 35% of men were already experiencing extreme hair loss. This is exactly why, a few years ago, I started experimenting with scalp massaging. This stimulates your hair follicles and stimulates blood flow, which carries nutrients to your scalp to keep your hair healthy. And to do it, it's free. You just need your fingertips and you start massaging your scalp in multiple directions. You can do this even when you shower and you're shampooing and conditioning your hair. According to the study, just doing this simple thing can lead to an increase of 3% of hair thickness. If you want to boost this thickness even more, you can use something like a derma roller, where this study showed that just using a derma roller can boost hair thickness by up to 9%. That's why I've always recommended a derma roller for years. This one is also from Growplex and it has titanium needles at 0.75 millimeters. This is important. If your needle is not long enough or too long, it won't penetrate the scalp where you need it to force those nutrients to come into your scalp and help with hair growth. This roller creates small, controlled injuries in the scalp, which will then trigger your body's natural healing process, creating more collagen, more protein, and ultimately making your hair thicker. So if you're between the ages of 29 and 39, you must have a derma roller. And by the way, even the younger group, you should use it. I started using a derma roller at 21, and that's why I'm keeping all of my hair. So at this age group, you should not only be taking a supplement, you should be using a derma roller. If you're over 39, you will most likely need the most important thing out of all three of these, because this is the strongest one to take care of your hair. Because this study found that 53% of men over 39 had extreme hair loss already. So that could either be you watching it, or maybe it's your dad, your uncle, your brother, somebody in your family that's this age. They need this information. To tackle this, you will need some sort of serum, something that blocks DHT and it's strong. Now, there are natural ones like rosemary oil and coconut oil you can use. However, if you're at this age and you already have extreme hair loss, not gonna be strong enough. This I recommend if you're younger and you have thick hair still. Your hair is gone, you will need minoxidil. Now, minoxidil can dry your scalp and has a ton of side effects. This is why I prefer using Growplex formula. Growplex's formula, the foam has minoxidil, but they also include biotin and other ingredients to help soothe the scalp. That way, it's not as itchy or dry, especially if you have dry scalp. And now you're getting minoxidil, biotin, and other ingredients that help not only increase hair growth, block DHT, but also keeps your hair healthy. No other company does this with this minoxidil. Their formulation, I think, is top tier and one of the best in the market. So I'm gonna make it simple for you. Whether you're 18 or over 40, every guy needs to start taking care of their hair now so you don't end up in Turkey getting a hair transplant. If you guys want the vitamin, the derma roller, and their special minoxidil formulation in a bundle, I'm going to have them linked down below at the lowest price possible so you can start taking care of your hair now, because this is the most important step you'll ever take in this entire video. If you don't have hair, who cares about your hairstyle? If you guys want to check out Growplex, it'll be linked down below. Number 4, you're gonna pick the right fade for your jawline. I want you to take a look at these before and after pictures. And every one, the guy goes from looking like a 4 to looking like an 8, all because he got a fade. But here's the thing, a good fade, it can take you from a 4 to an 8. However, it can easily drop you from an 8 to a 4 if you do the wrong one. The fade that you choose all depends on your face shape. Now, the easiest way to figure out your face shape, grab your phone and go to face shape filter on TikTok. And then go through all the filters and find one where you see no spaces inside the white, or that your jawline or your head doesn't go outside the white. For example, for me, the square face fits the best. Now, I want you to pause this video and check out the chart I'm showing you on screen. Find your face shape on screen so you can kind of see what are your most prominent features. Based on this, we're gonna choose the right fade for you. So for example, if you have an oval face, you can pull off pretty much any fade. However, if you wanna look the best, a mid fade will look good on you. However, like myself, if you have a square or even a round face, you want to stick to a high fade, as this is going to elongate your face and make it look more balanced. Now, if you have an oblong face, meaning your face is very long, you want to go for a very low fade to make your head look a bit shorter. And if you have a diamond face shape, you want to have a mid fade to emphasize your cheekbones and look more attractive. Bro, by now, you know what hairstyle to use based on your curl type, how often you should wash your hair based on your scalp, how to take care of your hair based on your age, and now what fade to use with the hairstyle that you chose to look the most attractive. I'm telling you, the promise I made you, we've almost completed it. You know where your hair type is, and you know how to get the perfect hairstyle. But there's one last thing you need to know so you can always have good hair days. Number 5, you're gonna pick the right hair product for your hair type. To know what hair product you should use, you need to understand your hair porosity, because your hair porosity will affect how it absorbs and how it holds styling products. So it's important to choose the right products for your hair porosity. The good news is you can easily test this with a cup of water. You're going to pluck a hair from your head and place it in a cup of water. You can leave it there for a few minutes. If your hair sinks to the bottom, it means you have high porosity, which means it can absorb moisture and also lose moisture very quickly. For this hair type, you want products that hold your hair without weighing it down too much, like gel, clay, all-style pomade, and mousse. Now, if your hair floats in the middle of the water, that means you have normal porosity, and you will want to use products that give you an even balance of both absorbing and maintaining moisture, such as hair creams, new style pomade, wax, or even spray. Now, if your hair is still floating on the surface, it means it has low porosity and it struggles to absorb moisture. For this, it means you want to use something that can help retain and absorb moisture, like mousse, wax, or new style pomade. And if you do these 5 steps, I promise you, like I did in the beginning of the video, you now know your hair type and you also now know what hairstyle to choose.